how does one prepare to play Uncle June, in this prequel? Walk me through that one, Corey Stoll.
Well, I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches in terms of the source material. The task was to play this very beloved, very recognizable by the fans, this character, and so I watched the show. And this was when I was cast, I had seen it every episode twice, and so I sat back and quickly binged through a third time. But really focusing in on Dominic Cunese's amazing performance. And just, I was trying to, get as much as I could, but, by the time you show up on set, try to be so sort of bathed in his cadences and rhythms and physicality that I'm not really thinking about those choices. I'm just trying to be, not just a caricature, but
sure,
an extension of the role.
Well, it's interesting, Corey. Many people, when I say I have to watch football for a living on a Sunday, hey, I have to watch The Sopranos for my job. Like that literally was part of your life at one point. I mean, that's
it was
cool.
There's definitely some jobs where
yes.
the research can be a grind, and you're reading stuff that's not necessarily your cup of tea, but this was something I definitely would love to do, and I'm sure I'll go through it all a fourth time.
Well, I'm sure, and obviously you're one to know exactly what great, amazing, remarkable television looks like. What was your favorite Sopranos episode? Which one, when you were watching it, you're like, okay, that is it, that we should hang that in the Louvre, like that's a museum piece. Which one is that for you, Corey?
Oh, it's so hard to choose. I mean, my God, it really I could pick a few. I think obviously the Russian guy in the woods.
Yep. The Pine Barrens.
Buscemi directed is so brilliant. I think the episode where Christopher dies. I think it's really amazing. That whole last season was so amazing. I mean, what was incredible about the show was the arc of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
All the different facets that you saw of Tony, from seeing him in one family and then another, and then on the therapist couch.
Mm-hmm.
Those three sort of prisms through which to see this one character gave an opportunity for one of the richest, most complex characters in all of fiction, I think.
I think that is not an exaggeration, Corey Stoll. I definitely agree with you. And the crazy thing is, I just remember when The Sopranos first came out, it was on the heels of the De Niro, Billy Crystal film Analyze This. And I honestly thought, well, I guess they're going to make a serious version of Analyze This. And then I realized, oh my God, this is, Godfather, Goodfellas. This is that great. And I cannot wait for the Many Saints of Newark coming out again on October 1st in theaters and on HBO Max. And what can you reveal? I know that this is the sort of stuff that is omerta, to use, I guess, the phrase. But what can you reveal for us as we're waiting here?
I mean,
Corey.
It takes place over the 8 to 10 year period, starting in the late 60s, going into the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see that world that Tony was yearning for from the pilot. Where all the gangsters wore suits and there were no RICO laws, and you see the golden age, and you see that it really was not And I think David Chase and Alan Taylor and Lawrence Connor, who co-wrote the script, they did such a great job making a movie that really stands on its own. It really is just like a great gangster movie with all these new characters that you haven't seen before. And for the Uber fan, I think it'll be just so much fun and to revisit these characters and to get a sort of a new insight into these families.
The prequel, what a genius idea from David Chase, but did you ever at any point in time pull him aside or just chit chat, have a quiet moment with him and asked him?
I know what you're gonna ask.
Yes, did the guy in the members only jean jackets whack Tony in the diner? Do you have any moments like that, Corey? No?
I knew very well that I wasn't going to get anywhere. with
you didn't even take the shot. You didn't even take the shot, huh? You didn't take the shot.
You know what? I don't want to know. I think I've never had a emotional reaction to a piece of fiction like I did when the screen turned black at the end of this season 7. I was on the edge of my seat, my jaw on the floor, in this incredible state of suspension. The closest thing I think I've experienced to is maybe watching an amazing, watching sports. That level of engagement, and that's all. That's what more could you possibly ask for from a piece of fiction than to actually move you like that? I tend to think that he died, but I don't. If David Chase told me tomorrow that he didn't, it still would make that moment, 100% worth it, and be one of the most remarkable moments in television ever.
I wish I had that sort of reaction, Corey. I couldn't. I wasn't afforded it because my wife and everybody else that was at the watch party in my house thought that I forgot to pay the DirecTV bill when it all went black for as long as it did. I swear they all looked at me and they said, "What the hell's the matter with you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, that's literally what happened to me. Oh my gosh.
I think that's not uncommon.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.